contemplating on whether or not I should just wait a little while, wait for the sun to come up, let this fog burn off. But it didn't look that bad in the yard. I could see the neighbor's yard light, and then about the time I was taking off, I couldn't see the neighbor's yard light, so I think the fog's kind of going through in waves on how dense it is. And the road grader went down the road and put some nice washboards in. That was real nice of him. Doing a little differently today. We have corn going to the ethanol plant. So today's Christmas Eve, and everyone's only open till noon today, so we're not going to get a whole lot of loads in today, but we might as well get something in. Foggy out this morning. It turned all the grass and the trees all pretty white. At least it's not like last year with the fog. Last year you couldn't see 5 feet in front of your face. It was horrible. Pretty much the reason Chuck got in his accident we talked about last Friday. But nothing's icy. It's just kind of that just ice crystals. You smack a tree branch, it just falls off, kind of like snowflakes. But today, Remsen's only open till noon. That's when we get loaded out of. We just kind of got told we can pick and choose and take beans to Sergeant Bluff, to Sheldon, or corn to Little Sioux. So Little Sioux, as long as there's no line, you can get in and out of there pretty quick, and you can probably bring in the most money in one day going to Little Sioux. So I'm gonna run to Little Sioux. They're open till 4, so as long as I can be in Remsen by noon, I can probably squeeze out 5 or 6 loads today. And yeah, that, or maybe I will take one to Sergeant Bluff. We'll just kind of see how it goes on how our times work out for getting loaded and unloaded. Well, we're back in the shop. It's been kind of a screwy week with the holidays. So, I've been hauling some beans, hauling some corn, like you've seen. Now we're in the shop and we're changing oil and giving Kenny a good old service. And then I've got a new ABS. I think it's just called an ABS valve, I think, for the trailer. And we talked about that a while ago too, that was leaking. So the guy that owns the trailer, he bought a new one and sent it home with me. So since I got the trailer in the shop and it's a nice weekend out, it's 47 degrees today, I'm gonna get the valve switched out of there. We got the shop cleaned up and now I got corn everywhere because I opened the tarp and there's a bunch of corn sitting up on the rail. The corn pit, I guess if you want to call it, it dumps so fast, and every time you pull forward it hits the bows and splashes corn everywhere, so you get corn up on the rails and whatnot. But the valve that we got changed is up in there. I don't know if you can even see it, it's probably too dark up in there, but that's what we're going to swap out, do some maintenance on it, beans we're gonna have another short week with New Year's coming up. And yeah, like I said, it's just videos this week has just been kind of weird because it's just been a weird week. Holidays, family stuff, short days because the elevators are closing down or the ethanol plants are closing down or whatever. So it's been kind of all over the place. And Kenny needs a bath, so that's on tomorrow's agenda. We had that rain on, let's see, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, Friday. So we had a bunch of rain in the morning, and for whatever reason, it's not supposed to get below freezing until Monday. But Friday we had rain, and it was foggy in the morning, so everything was just wet, plus then the rain, and they were out salting the roads. That was 47 degrees, same as today. It's pushing 50 degrees. There was not even freezing temps overnight. I think it was 34 or 35 overnight, and for whatever reason, they're out dumping rock salt. So the truck just got completely covered. The trailer actually came out better than what it started out as, but the truck did not. So afternoon, about 3 o'clock, quit raining, everything dried off, and I had to clean the windows. I don't know how many times. The mirrors, I couldn't see out of the mirrors. It's just, the road was being a little wet yet. Sun came out, and that salt would just cover everything and turn everything white as soon as it dry. So it was miserable. But quick wash. Not gonna get too crazy with it because as nice as it is today, actually it was foggy. About 10 minutes ago the fog lifted, now the sun's out. It's was it 52 degrees I think right now. Yeah, the back didn't come too clean. Like I said, I wasn't gonna get too crazy with it because tomorrow is crap. They're talking rain in the morning, and by noon changing over to ice, and I think they said by 5 o'clock changing to snow. So tomorrow's gonna be, I'm sure, another salty day on the road, so I just wanted to kind of get some salt off, at least make it look presentable for a few hours. Because if you remember, the wheels were all black. Oh yeah, I got zebra stripes everywhere. Wheels are all black, full of salt, and everything was just covered in salt. So it's just a quickie. We gotta get that valve put back on yet on the trailer. And I think everything I wanted to get done this weekend's done then. It's Monday and more beans to Sheldon. For these guys anyway. We're gonna be the only truck going to Sargent today. Sounds like they're just about done with Sargent. And Sheldon's got like 58 loads, I think they said. So between today and tomorrow, I can probably get Sargent finished off on my own. And I think they got like 6 or 8 trucks that are gonna finish off Sheldon. Well, I hope you guys all had a good Christmas. This is Monday right before New Year's, so we got done with all of our Christmas parties last week, and so we didn't do much for videos. It was kind of an odd week. Tuesday was a short day, and Thursday, Friday there was no lines anywhere, so it went pretty quick in Sergeant Bluff and Sheldon. We did a couple loads of corn, so we just kind of filled in wherever we could. The ethanol plant was running until 5, so it made more sense to grab a load of corn once we got back from Sergeant instead of, you know, getting preloaded with beans or anything like that. So plus that takes us right back to Marcus. And I think tomorrow will be Tuesday, New Year's Eve. It sounds like everyone's running full hours tomorrow, so unlike Christmas having a short day on Tuesday, we should have a full day tomorrow. Looks like he's about done. We just shut the leg off. Then he's gonna pull up, and then we'll be in next. They were talking freezing rain today too. We had a few sprinkles. I got a few little marks in my windshield, but so today might get cut short too if it moves in any earlier than what they're saying. I wasn't supposed to be here till like 3 o'clock, between 3 and 5 o'clock this afternoon last night when I checked the weather forecast last. I was checking the radar on the way here, and we got one little spot on top of us, which is probably what's kind of spitting on us now. And the majority of the rain and ice and snow and whatnot still just kind of out in Nebraska and South Dakota. It hasn't quite crossed Missouri yet, but it's getting pretty close to it, so it's not too far away from us. It's supposed to start off as rain, switch to ice, and then switch over to snow around 5 o'clock. So if it sticks to what the weatherman says it's supposed to do, we should get a full day in. But like I said, kind of by the looks of the radar, it might be moving in a little early. So if that's the case, we might have our day cut short a little bit. This train's not moving. So we normally line up over here. That train is blocking the road. It's been blocking the road for over a half an hour. Finally, we all started backing up to come in from the other direction where the soybean meal guys come, and then I get over here and this guy's blocking the road. And then it's just a little bit of rain and Remsen, just sprinkling, just enough to get the hood and the mirrors, everything wet. And then when we're getting loaded, the wind is swirling, so it's not like we can even come in backwards. It's just swirling in circles around the bins, so the dust from when we're getting loaded is blowing every direction and completely caked the truck in bean dust and shells and stuff. But it's 41 degrees, so at least we ain't got to worry about ice. Probably run the truck through the wash and give it a little spritz in this afternoon, this evening, whenever the snow comes. I'll probably spray her down before I park it for the night. There's no lines. It was going pretty good up until that train plugged it up. But you can see in my mirror, everyone's coming this way now. It's kind of sucked. We had to back up like a half a mile and then go around you got back up blind side into traffic, so you just kind of go slow with your four-ways on and hope that people stop for you. Because the two guys on the end had double, so they weren't going to back up, and neither one of them had CV, so they couldn't holler at anyone if there was traffic coming or if we were clear or whatnot. So So you just kind of take a gander around the corner, and then if it was clear, you just kind of went, and hopefully no one shows up while you're backing up. I backed up, and Denny was up in front of me in the line, so I just backed up, kept my four-ways on, so that way he could back up. I'll back up to me and take off. Train's gone. Tanker's still sitting on the scale. We'll probably end up opening both scales with it being plugged up over there, no one going in for quite a while. You'd imagine they'd open up both scales and run both scales going inbound for a little bit, but maybe not. Getting enough rain now to rinse the truck off. 40 degrees. What is it? December 30th. That's not typical. Not gonna argue with it. At least it's not ice like they're talking. Temps aren't dropping as fast as they're talking. Oh, the bean dust is getting rinsed off. I got a little bit left in the back of my breather. Oop, oop. Getting 3 loads into Sergeant Bluff today. I'm kind of on, well, that ain't gonna work. I was hoping to get a load of corn in. I know I can't get another load of beans in. So I was hoping to get a load of corn into Marcus, but it's 320. Yeah, it's gonna be cutting it way too close by the time I get scaled in and out. Got about 10 minutes. I need to be pulling out by 3:30 to make either thing work. Maybe I'll see if that'll get me preloaded for beans to Sheldon in the morning. Then we can be in Sheldon by 7. Be back in Rims in about 8 o'clock and load it over to Sergeant, and then I'll gain us 1 load for tomorrow. California. Kind of a ways away from home. We're gonna get a load of beans preloaded for Sheldon tomorrow morning. Probably gonna have some stuck beans, I suppose. Tarp's not quite open yet. Must be open far enough now. I still don't. Oh, there it comes. So first thing in the morning, if it's not icy, we're gonna head to Sheldon. If it is icy, we'll kind of hold off for a little while. So we're still holding that 38 degrees. The sun's going down. We're at what, 3:43 p.m. So the high for today was I believe they said 11 o'clock or noon, something like that. But which it could have been, I guess. But it's definitely warmer. I think 37 was the high for today. Possibly 38, can't remember, somewhere in there, but it hovered 41 for most of the day, so that's good news. Stayed warmer than it's supposed to, so I'm hoping we don't get the ice and snow that they're talking about. I think they're calling for an inch and a half. Well, it is New Year's Eve today, and it is cold, and it is windy. We didn't get any snow, so that was a bonus. It quit raining, and all the whatever precip all pushed south and to the west before the temps had got below freezing. But like I said, the wind picked up and it got windy. So we're heading north Sheldon. AGP first thing this morning. We got preloaded last night on our way home. So our first load today is going to go to Sheldon, and then I'm assuming our second and third and possibly fourth loads will go to AGP in Sioux City. If I can keep running to Sheldon today, that'd be nice, but I've got my doubts about that. So we'll see how today goes, but Happy New Year's Eve. You know, for a Tuesday, it's almost like it's a Monday again. Sure, if you can see, the probe is in that trailer, and it looks like the probe broke down because there's two guys over there messing with it right now. And the other problem we have is I forgot my phone. So I'm sitting here and I go to turn these lights on a little bit. So I'm sitting here and I go to reach up, grab my phone, and it's not there. Going to my pockets, it's not there. It's not on my seat. And then I realized I didn't have my tablet either, which my phone always sit on the nightstand next to the bed. Now I always grab both of them in the morning. And I have neither one. So that means they're sitting on the nightstand yet at home. And we have an app that we have to use to check our ticket in. There's also a phone, you can use the phone too, but it takes longer. So I was like, well, I'll have to unload, use the phone, then unload, and go home and get my phone and tablet so I can continue to use the app to check in. When I'm sitting here thinking, oh, the door's open, how come this line ain't moving? And then, yeah, I realized the guys are up there working on the probe, and the probe is in the guy's trailer. So, I mean, we could probably go around and they can hand sample. But the guy that has the probe in his trailer, he's kind of SOL. Oh, I'm sure there's like a manual override where they can pump that cylinder up to get the jack up to get the probe out of there, but I would imagine anyway. So happy Tuesday morning to us. I thought this was going to be better. I'd get my fourth or possibly even fifth load in today, depending where I'm hauling to, by getting preloaded and be sitting in line by 7 o'clock. That didn't happen. I've got nothing to do. So I ain't got a phone to scroll through. I don't have newspapers in here. It's not like the old days where everyone had a newspaper or a magazine or something. And there's a little bit of snow on the ground here. Not a lot. But apparently the temp dropped down here, or up here I guess, because Sheldon's north of us. I guess the temp dropped enough, but it was still precipitating. And turned it to snow. We got our load unloaded, pulled up to the probe, and I forgot you have to use your phone and you have to call in. They don't have a phone in Sheldon. It's been a long time since I've had to use the phone. So yeah, I pulled up, I seen the intercom, and then I was like, crap, that's right, you gotta call in. They don't have a phone hanging there. It's like, well, that's not gonna work either. So I just pulled ahead and walked in the office, and the guy in there, he's like, dude, you gotta call in. I'm like, well, that's the problem. He just started laughing. He's like, well, he goes, at least it's the last day of the year. We're gonna end on a good note. He goes, we're gonna end on just as good of a note as the whole year's gone. So we're gonna go home now and grab our phone. So that way we don't have any more issues the rest of the day, hopefully. Hopefully we'll get all this stuff out of the way right off the bat. Well, we're back in the shop. Our day got cut short a little bit, so we're parked. It's dark out now. It's New Year's Eve, and we got some hot wings. And what are we doing? Hot wings and pizza? I've never done hot wings and pizza. So the elevator decided to close down at noon. And then Denny at the shop decided to go buy a welder. So I had to go set the welder up for him and show him how it works and all that stuff. So I dinked around at the shop a little bit with that, and then kind of showed some of the guys there how it works and whatever. So they're set up with a welder now. So now I don't have to drag my welder over there every time they need something welded. And yeah, we got some neighbors coming over. Like I said, for some hot wings and pizza for New Year's. Nothing crazy. And that's gonna end our year. So you guys will see this video after the first of the year. But I hope you guys all had a happy and safe New Year's. No one got in trouble, no one did anything stupid. So that's gonna end this one, and we'll see you guys in the next one.